Hello good people of the world, my name is Bianchi and today I'm really excited to show you my first ever app. A little backstory on how this idea came to my mind. If you're a producer like me, you know how important sample libraries are to find the right sound for your production or to spark a new idea. Mostly we use online sample databases like SPLICE. The issue with that is that you're not starting with your own sounds and style because anyone can have the same sounds as you as long as they have a SPLICE plan. So I started using 11 Labs, which is an AI-powered sample generator. But the problem with any generative AI tool is that there are ethical issues concerning what they're training their models on. And on top of that, both of these services are paid, and in the long run, they can be really expensive. Like for Splice, the average cost is around $19, and if you want to upgrade the free plan from 11 Labs, you're going to pay an additional $6. So it's around $30-ish per month. So I was like, okay, I'm going to build my own AI power tool that I'm going to train on my own sounds. But for that, you need a really powerful hardware and a really big database that is going to cost you a lot more than those services. So I was like, what if I build an app that doesn't rely on AI, that just breaks every sound that I import in it into small grains, analyzes them spectrally, and then recombines them, trying to match the same characteristics of the original ones. And this is what grainforge does. So if we go over to the app, you can see that you can drag in samples or import entire folders. Let's start with some basses. You can listen to them. And you can trim them if you don't like some parts of it. Now, if we go to the synthesis engine, we can click on one of these presets. Let's say that I want more basses. The spots move accordingly to the preset that I chose, and based on these settings, if we go over to the output section, we can generate a new sound. This will be a 12-second sample with 60% density and 20% chaos, a lower pitch than the original ones. This button is just a low-pass filter and 20% reverb. Let's listen to this. We can normalize it. We can trim it again. And we can reapply these parameters to the sound. So say I want it to be higher in pitch and more bright. And once I've generated it, I can download it as a WAV file. Also, you can see this from here. I've already saved libraries, but I can save the current one that I've imported. And now I have my samples stored inside of grainforge. These are basses. And if I click on the others, it's going to load the other samples that I've imported it previously. So these are claps, and I'm going to use this library to show you another way to use the synthesis engine. So if we go to the one-shot section here, we can decide to create shorter sounds that we refer to as one-shots, and we can shape the transient with this punch and the decay. Let's listen to this. Again. Also, these parameters affect the one-shot too. And every time I pick on it, it's going to be a slightly different one. Now I'm going to import a more melodic type of sound just to show you a different way to use the one-shot generator. Now I have this type of sounds. At first, let me show you the scale quantize settings, so I can quantize the generated sample to a certain scale. It's trying to detect the different pitches and snap them to the newest scale knob. So it's not going to be perfect, but it's trying its best to quantize it to a scale, and also it's going to generate interesting artifacts. I want a pitched kind of sample. Now with this one, I can use the MIDI one-shot player. And if I connect my own MIDI keyboard or just use my computer keyboard, I can play this inside of Grainforge. Thank you to Nati, a super talented producer friend of mine that suggested this feature. It's really useful. Now, as you can see, I also have this train model section here. What I can do is train a certain model. It's not really an AI model, but for lack of a better word, I tried using a term that everyone knows these days. You can train Grainforge to remember different sample libraries. For example, this current workspace, and I also want basses, claps, and the baby audio one. All together, I'm gonna call it mixed shit. And if I click on it, it's gonna show you this little pink circle here. And now if I create a new sound, Grainforge is going to take from all the different samples that I've imported in that model and create something accordingly to the original sounds. Super weird. Just to show you that you can do more coherent stuff, here I have less samples imported, like 3 of them. I can tell it to create something more melodic, and this is the result. Normalize it. And now if I create a one shot, it's going to be a more melodic one. Also, if you click on this randomized layer timing, you're going to create some sort of flans that are really useful to create interesting rhythms. So this was Grainforge. You can download it for free in the link in the description. What you need to do is go over to this page, click download for macOS. You're going to find yourself in this GitHub page. And if you go over to assets, download this DMG file here and you're good to go. This is completely free because fuck gatekeeping. I want every music producer to have the best tools available to them in order for them to make the best music possible. The only thing I ask is support. So if you enjoy my content, please listen to my music, stream it, and just follow me on the links inside of Grainforge. So if you go over here into the upper right corner of the app, you can find Instagram, YouTube, and my own site. And down here, you can find my logo. And if you click on it, here's my website, my latest single, and download Grainforge. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.